what we normally do. And because we're so good together, we make a good couple, we thought that we would do our own sort of thing.
Well, we're really good at talking about stuff.
Right.
And then yesterday we discovered we're really good at talking about nothing also. And so this is the show.
About nothing. I think Seinfeld
already did that.
Oh, well.
But it's been a while.
It's been way too long. So it's been like 20 years since Seinfeld was canceled, hasn't it?
Has it been?
I don't know.
That is...
Something like that.
What is it? Was it 96?
Was it 96? I don't know.
Because if it was, I feel incredibly old.
Sorry, dude. No, it's probably it was probably like 2000, just to make you feel better.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
So we've been doing a little bit of shopping.
Right.
On the internet.
Online shopping is not even typically my addiction.
Really?
Yeah. Like
I love it.
I don't shop online very often. Like if I know specifically what I need, but I guess that's my philosophy with all kinds of shopping is if I know what I need, I just go buy that and then I leave.
That's why you have money and I don't, I guess. But
even then, not that much. But with online shopping, I think we've fallen down a new rabbit hole here that even I cannot escape.
It is such a rabbit hole. So you can buy things on Amazon for a good amount of money. You know, you can buy regular things on Amazon, and you're always getting them usually from an American supplier. And that American supplier has to get it from his own supplier, usually from China. So what if you cut out that middleman and you just bought straight from Shenzhen or wherever else in China? And that's where we land on AliExpress.com, which
brilliant site.
I accidentally got your girlfriend hooked on. I'm sorry.
Yes. She now goes there daily just to see what new things are up there. And it's because she already has a shopping online thing. And if stuff is cheap, she loves it. So it's just she already was like addicted to Groupon and all this stuff. And now
ruined your life. I'm sorry.
And then you've ruined her life. Like I still don't buy things on AliExpress. I just look.
Oh, you don't?
I will probably end up buying like a knife or something though, because like those knives are really cool. And just by cutting out the middleman, like you said before, very, very affordable.
Affordable. That's a good way to put it. I actually bought mine on Amazon just because I wanted it in 2 days. Because I have Prime.
Yeah, so like why wait?
Right. So, but I could have gotten it on AliExpress. Is the point? I could have if I wanted to, but I didn't. I could quit any time. I could quit shopping on AliExpress.
Sure, you could.
Okay.
You'll be back.
Whatever, man. But
they'll all come back.
If you go on AliExpress.com, which is owned by the Alibaba Group, which you might remember if you're into tech news at all, it was a huge IPO opening. They made like several $1 billion in a few days. It was an enormous thing. It was a big ordeal, and everyone was really shocked about it because they're like, this will be the end of Western stock IPOs. You know, this is the end of everything, and it wasn't.
Right.
But people always sensationalize everything. I know I'm in the news business. We know we're in the news business.
Yeah, right.
We've done this before. But on AliExpress, you can get anything, basically. Anything on the planet.
Stuff that you wouldn't think that, like, just by searching. If you search one thing, you might find another cool thing on AliExpress. That's the kind of site it is. And it is kind of a semi-obsession to just kind of type whatever pops into your head to see what comes up on that site.
That's so what I do, because my favorite thing is T-shirts. Because there's all these ridiculous T-shirts that are in no way legal here in the U.S.
No,
like,
they wouldn't be. Like the copyright laws would just be too intense. Then if you were to be able to afford such a shirt, you would be easily out $100.
Easily, because the licensing fees would be through the roof.
Exactly.
We've seen shirts that had Samus on them and then like Sonic flying around the background. These are two different video game companies.
Yeah, and then with like the Windows logo.
Right.
overwashing everything. And so it's just the ridiculous amount of icons and logos that are being crammed onto the small square space of these shirts. It's insane.
And it's a huge amount of corporate logos. Corporate iconography. Just slap people in future generations, like 100 years from now, 1,000 years from now, they're going to look back and look at these shirts and be like, they must have worshipped these, I guess.
You could only assume that. And I'm a vague anti-consumerist.
Oh.
So I like the idea of buying a shirt with all of these logos on it and none of the money going to the corporations that own those logos. Like I get a great deal of satisfaction from that idea. I'm probably going to buy one of those shirts.
Yeah, because they are so good looking too. They're very handsome shirts.
And if you want to be the life of a party and just have a conversation starter, I highly recommend any of the shirts on AliExpress. Here's what you do. You go to the search bar and just search Vaporwave.
Yes.
You will not be disappointed.
And should we get into, just for like 5 seconds, because we only have an hour, should we get into what Vaporwave is?
We could try.
Okay, it was going to take more than 5 seconds. Why don't you start? You're more into this than I am, probably.
I think really, I think you might do a better job of explaining it, I think, than I would, at least to start.
All right, fine, I'll do it.
Yeah.
So vaporwave is a musical genre, but it's also an aesthetic genre, I think is a good way to put it.
Yes.
It arguably started on Tumblr. There's a few other sites that have laid claim to it too. It's an internet brainchild, essentially, of this idea of remixing, in the musical side, remixing old 80s and 90s sound clips, usually slowed down so they have sort of a weird, otherworldly tinge to them. And then you got beats in the background. It's good stuff. It's really good stuff. In fact, you'll hear some later. It's some really good stuff.
We've made sure.
Yeah, I've actually worked that in there.
But and here's the thing, like there was not supposed to be, I think, a movement where there were vaporwave artists. I think you just kind of made vaporwave, and then what you ended up having was like people kind of appreciate this sound of just, I'm going to hear sound bites from like Happy Days dragged out over like a mellow synth beat, and that is going to be what I'm listening to, and there's a person that's good at making that.
Yeah.
So it accidentally became a musical genre,
I guess, yeah. And then you got the visuals that go with it. For some reason, marble statues are really big. Anything 90s, like 90s computer culture, Microsoft, Apple, marble, everything. Dolphins, for some reason, although that's more C-punk, it sort of crossed over. That's a whole nother.
That's a can of worms that can stay closed.
That Rihanna got into, by the way. Did you see that?
I did not see that.
Rihanna did a C-punk thing. If you search for her show Diamonds, her music, her song Diamonds.
Yes.
Her song Diamonds. She did some live show that had a green screen background, and they keyed in like obvious vaporwave stuff in the background. There were like dolphins, and there's marble statues and like computers and stuff. And it's like,
really,
Rihanna, how? She's really cool, apparently, and I didn't even know it.
Okay. That's going to have to somehow, if we could just ever magically get Rihanna in the show so we could talk about vaporwave with Rihanna, because that would be...
What if you get Rihanna, like we just get Rihanna somehow? I don't know how. I use it's the same way I got this show going. I just ask, like, hey, hey, Rihanna, can you come down? Oh, yeah, sure. So Rihanna comes down. That's what she sounds like. And I get her on.
That's her voice.
And instead of asking about her new album, which I think she came out with a new album, I say, so Rihanna, what are your thoughts on vaporwave and C-funk? That's just the whole interview.
Right. And here's the thing. I feel like people would appreciate an interview like that, because like I'd listen to a lot of interviews and it's like a typical boring, like, this is what you do, so that's exactly what I'm going to ask you about.
Right.
I would like to get Rihanna in the studio under the pretense of us talking to her about her song Work, and then we just talk about C-punk.
Talk about something completely different. At the very end, there's like 4 seconds left. So tell me about Work. Okay.
Bye.
Music starts playing.
Yeah.
And it's not Work either.
It's something else.
So AliExpress. I've ordered a few things on AliExpress. How do you pronounce it? Is it AliExpress or AliExpress?
I pronounce it AliExpress, but I am honestly not sure.
I have no idea. I don't care.
Actually, only because I learned about AliExpress online, I've never heard it pronounced out loud.
That's true.
Until I started talking to you about it. I hadn't heard anybody speak about.
Well, I had just found out about it, I think, the day before I told you about it.
Right.
So, yeah.
And I had been on that site like twice before. And I was telling Russell about this previously, that I went on AliExpress, and in my usual shopping habit, I wanted a football jersey. I got an NFL jersey for like $36. When they're usually, as NFL fans know, like in the hundreds, like $110 is the cheapest, ugliest jersey that you can get from the NFL.
This is a shirt that Tom Brady himself deflated.
Right. Deflated the price of, so we deflated
the currency so you could buy it.
Right, so I could afford the shirt, which is very nice of him to do, much to the chagrin of Roger Goodell. So I got the jersey, and then I just never went to AliExpress ever again. Like I just was like, oh cool, I got what I wanted.
Well, you've missed out, because I've bought a crying laughing face emoji pillow, 2 of them.
Oh.
One for myself, one for a lady friend. And guess how much it cost?
How much did it cost?
$5.10.
That I've seen those in the mall go for like $25.
Precisely.
That this is how this is working.
And I have a new idea. I'm going to open up my own little kiosk right across from the mall people.
Why not?
And just sell them at like 10 cents profit. And then after I put them out of business, I'm going to start increasing the price by like $1. I'll just kick back and hire some dumb high school kid to sell them.
Which is exactly what you should do.
Yes.
And
my master plan. What's the next step?
Because AliExpress would be your supplier.
It would take 3 weeks to get to me, but
You just have to be well stocked.
Yeah, that's another thing, by the way, about AliExpress is when you buy something from it, it does take like 3 weeks to get to you. Sometimes more than that, sometimes a month. Like I've got, they have a buyer protection time, which is if you don't get it after this amount of time, you can open up a claim and be like, I didn't get it. It's 26 days, 16 hours, 5 minutes that I have on my buyer protection time for my emoji pillow. And that's way more than any reasonable person would expect for you to be able to have something shipped to you. But it is from China.
Yes.
And it's Chinese airmail. And apparently China has a heck of a lot of holidays that I didn't even know about.
Which is weird. You would think.
Yeah.
Based on the perception of China. And like, boy, those people must always be working.
Yeah.
But no, that's actually us.
Yeah, we're the hard workers and they're the lazy ones. Who would have thought?
Right.
Oh, well. So I've also bought a fountain pen of very high quality, which had free shipping, which was also in the name of it. That's something we should mention. The name of the items that you buy.
Oh, those item descriptions are some of the best things on earth.
Should I tell you about the emoji pillow?
Go ahead.
Okay. Funny, cute emoji pillow, plush pillow, Kozen Kojin's emoji gato, round cushion, emoticonos, smiley pillows, stuffed plush, almofada. By the way, some of this is in Spanish and I don't know why.
That is part of the entertainment, by the way, of AliExpress, is that reading these descriptions, they'll change languages on you, and you just have to roll with it. Like, you really do just have to roll with it. There's
you see
no
stuff in Cyrillic. A lot of the time, there's a lot of stuff in Russian too, which is kind of interesting. What you got, Keon?
Unbelievable. I'm actually pulling it up right now.
Okay.
I'm the more worthless of the two of us here when it comes to having this open.
How much show prep did you do, Keon?
I a little bit.
Oh, that's better than me. So my fountain pen that I bought, guess how much I paid for this high quality fountain pen?
How much did you pay for this high quality fountain pen?
$2.91 with free shipping. That's pretty dang good.
That is. And the free shipping part is also surprising considering it's coming from China.
Yeah, it's China. China airmail is like totally fine with shipping you everything for free. And I have no idea why.
That is insanity.
It's amazing. And if you're in the US, you can get this shipping method called ePacket, which lets them ship it to you for like $1 extra. And it cuts off like 10 days of shipping time. So it's insane.
Oh, boy.
On the topic of t-shirts, though, I bought myself a little bit of a t-shirt for $6.97 with free shipping. And it has some very interesting words on it. So my shirt has Bosner, B-O-S-N-R, begin recent, 1981. And then a giant 7 behind all of that.
Okay.
That's my shirt that I just bought. Begin recent 1981. It's for my sports team, the Begin Recents, the Bosner Begin Recents.
Right, that famous team that had that dynasty back in the 80s.
Don't you remember the Bosner Begin Recents? Dude, when they pulled them out of Atlanta, I was really mad. They moved up to Winnipeg, the Bosner Begin Recents. And I sprayed graffiti on the Bosner city capitol monument to the Bosner Begin Recents. Because their 1981 season was amazing, but then they moved up to Winnipeg. I was just
that was the end of it.
I was ticked.
That was the end of it, and they started missing the playoffs every year, and it was awful.
So, do you want to keep talking about AliExpress, or should we get on to Gas Mask Man?
Well, before we move on to Gas Mask Man, he was actually just on the TV over there on Fox News.
I see you manically scrolling on your phone trying to find whatever you're looking for.
Right, because I just found like people like throwback jerseys.
Okay.
And AliExpress has a number of old NBA jerseys.
Michael Jackson, Miami Heat.
I've got this Penny Hardaway jersey, which is he's a great player, but
that's the chick on Big Bang Theory, right?
Minus the Hardaway.
Oh, okay. Penny Hardaway.
No relation.
Darn it.
On their first names. But the jerseys, they look like the classic 90s jerseys. Oh. There's a Vince Carter one here also, but the numbers are just a little too tiny.
Oh no.
So if you want to wear, to pay the $16 for the Penny Hardaway jersey, you'll just have to live with the fact that the number 1 on the jersey is just a little too small for what the jersey actually is.
I could see it. Yeah, the 1 is like really small.
It's really tiny. And if you don't pay attention, I guess that it's fine. But
I'm just imagining this Chinese graphic designer with like the scale tool and it won't go farther. And he's like, darn it. Just sell it that way.
I quit. I'm just going to sell it with the tiny 1.
Well, we were talking, though, David Tulis and I were talking actually about the textile industry, and Bruce Krebs used to be involved in the textile industry before he got into franchising. Very cool guy, by the way, Bruce Krebs. Check him out every Wednesday at 11 o'clock here on Hot News Talk Radio, and he steals my show at 11. So check him out. But he used to be in the textiles industry, and he was telling me about how when it moved to China, everything just got way cheaper, and it kind of ruined a lot of American manufacturing.
Mm-hmm.
And we're directly buying into that. I'll admit that's a little bit
right, and we're kind of going over top the American companies.
We're basically executing. We're shooting in the back of the head the whole premise that we've based the station on, which is local economy.
just a little bit,
a little bit.
But it's interesting because there's things that you get on AliExpress, like we were talking about the copyright infringement shirts, basically, that you cannot get here. Like, there is no local place to get any of those things because that person would be sued into oblivion if they ever made that shirt.
My favorite shirt that's the most tasteless I've found so far, and there are a few, is you've seen it. It's a little one that has this little nice cartoon drawing of Osama bin Laden. And he's got this little red coffee mug, and on that coffee mug it says Al Qaeda. And I just love the idea of Osama bin Laden shuffling out of bed in his home office, pours himself a cup of coffee in his Al Qaeda coffee mug, and he's like, all right, boys, what's next?
In his little bunker where he's hiding from the U.S. So yeah, just the idea that Osama's not that different from the rest of us.
I just like the idea of like an Al Qaeda corporate like Christmas party.
Like they're just aware of their organization.
Right.
And there's a hierarchical structure. There's middle management in Al Qaeda.
Did you hear that Ahmed got promoted? No, really?
Yeah.
What's he doing now?
Like you could make the movie Office Space based around.
Oh my gosh!
Looks like someone's got a case of the Mondays.
Well, you know how the movie Office Space ends with the office burning down. It would just blow up. It'd be perfectly normal.
Yeah, just a little different, but not different enough, really.
I'm going to blow the office on fire.
My stapler. This is his Al Qaeda stapler.
Someone stole my AK-47. But anyway, we've alienated everyone now.
There we go.
So did you have anything else on your phone that you wanted to?
That was literally it.
Okay, so one thing, this is a good transition, by the way. We in the business call this a segue. On AliExpress, you can also search for weed. And you're not going to find some quality nugs, but you are going to find weed products. Paraphernalia. Not straight up bongs, because for some reason that's prohibited, but like everything else.
That is insane to me. The bong, which is I suppose the symbol of everything that is prohibited, but like everything else in weed culture, like, no, that's fine.
There's a shirt that's the US flag with weed leaves instead of stars. I'm not even kidding.
Like the philosophical difference between those two things is not that far apart.
That's true.
Like it really is.
Well, I mean, half the founding fathers grow weed anyway. Believe the stories, but yeah, it's like you can search for weed and you'll find like weed marijuana pipe 2016 new style and like no bongs.
Interesting. Very fascinating.
So sorry, go ahead.
And it's interesting only in as much as AliExpress will have all of the things that you are looking for. Like if you can imagine it, they have it. So
you want a rice cooker? Hey, they got it.
Go for it. And a very reasonably priced rice
cooker. There's like $16 for this good rice cooker. I was thinking about getting it for the office, actually.
Yeah, it's cheaper than you would get at Walmart.
Seriously.
And it's Walmart, for crying out loud.
Yeah, like they are the AliExpress of the physical world, basically.
But we were going to use our wonderful segue to roll into the story of Laremy Tunsil.
Oh, yeah, that guy.
And
Weed man.
In the NFL that he ruined his draft stock, basically. But he didn't do it himself. He got help from somebody who we don't know.
An outside party
hacked his account. And I'm going to actually believe him on this one.
I agree completely. I think he was hacked. He has no motivation whatsoever, unless he's just really high to leak this information.
Literally 45 minutes before the draft, he just got high and decided, I'm going to release this old video of myself smoking weed before the organization that I go to that doesn't allow me to smoke weed hires me.
I'm just picturing him going, you know what the fans are going to love?
You know what's going to make me relatable?
This picture of me in a gas mask with some weed. They're going to love it.
I mean, the fans might actually like that. Gordon Hayward plays for the Utah Jazz, and he will play StarCraft online with fans. And a lot of people have described him as being clearly high when playing StarCraft with them. So maybe
that's kind of awesome, though. Just the idea of this NFL guy getting mad high and playing StarCraft with the fans.
He wrote an article about how he's the greatest player in the league, and then like ended it with playing StarCraft. Like he talked about how he would dominate LeBron and how he would dominate everybody, and then just went, it's StarCraft.
StarCraft. Wait, so LeBron? I wonder if there's a big StarCraft feud. I would see. I'm not big into StarCraft because that's a real-time strategy game. My mind doesn't work that way.
And me neither.
Yeah,
I'm awful at those.
We're gonna get back to this in a few seconds, though. Here on Hot News Talk Radio.
I'm blowing everything up. We're starting over. I'm doing a new show. I want guys who push it to the middle of the table and go over the top. Take a risk, fail miserably. I'm right, and I'm not wrong, and I'll never back down. Conflict works. Allow it.
It's The Herd with Colin Cowherd. Right here and everywhere. Noon Eastern.
You give us 12 minutes and 40 seconds, we'll give you Chattanooga and the world.
Fox News Talk 1240. Finding just the right place to live can be a daunting task. Stop your search. In Chattanooga, the place to live is Cross Creek Villas for under $1,000 and available for immediate move-in. You can enjoy this 2-bedroom split layout, over 1,000 square feet, 9-foot ceilings, an extra-large patio or balcony. And don't forget to ask about their preferred employer program. Cross Creek Villas is a gated community offering a 24-hour fitness facility, a beautiful pool and hot tub, and Cross Creek Villas is pet friendly. Stroll the pet park with your best friend and enjoy the free use of their business center and clubhouse. Plus, if you mention you heard this on the radio, your application fee is free. Cross Creek Villas, close to downtown off of Highway 58. Go to crosscreekchattanooga.com. That's crosscreekchattanooga.com or call 894-0446. That's 894-0446. Redefine the way you live at Cross Creek Villas. Go to crosscreekchattanooga.com or call 894-0446. Cross Creek Villas.
Just imagine not a cloud in the sky. It's the perfect day on the water. You could be enjoying boating with friends or wetting your line to catch a fish. Or maybe it's just you and that special someone on a sunset cruise. All of this without the hassle of owning a boat with your membership in the Carefree Boat Club. As you relax and spend time with the ones you care about, you have the peace of mind of knowing you're a member of the Carefree Boat Club. Weekends were made for relaxing and being hassle-free, just like the Carefree Boat Club. Let us take the worry out of boat ownership. No matter if you enjoy fishing, skiing, cruising the lake, or maybe even an overnight adventure, we have a boat for you at the Carefree Boat Club. Start making memories today. Call 423-619-7156 to join. Boating season is here, so do not wait. Call now, 423-619-7156. Carefree Boat Club is located at the Harbor Lights Marina, 9718 Hickson Pike.
Rick Davis Golden Diamonds has got on his sunglasses. He's buying so many glittering diamonds today, he's almost going blind looking at the haul. Rick Davis Golden Diamonds, come on in today. He'll give you top dollar on a sparkling field of diamonds, an ocean of value that he wants to convert into cash for you. Come on in today, sell your diamonds. You'll get the biggest wad of dollars anywhere for your gleaming diamond. Rick Diamonds Golden Diamonds. Rick wants to meet you in person today. Diamonds, Rick loves them. He'll take your diamonds in gold and you'll walk out with ready-made money in your pocket. Hundreds, 50s, 20s, and $10 bills. Cash, cash, cash at Rick Davis Golden Diamonds. Rick Davis, Brainerd Road near Eastgate Town Center. Cash, 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 and more cash.
Expect increasing clouds through the nighttime hours. Could see a brief passing shower or two. Overnight low 60 to 62. Now for your weekend, expect mostly cloudy skies, warm and humid with scattered showers, but not too bad, with high temperatures through Sunday, 80 to 82. For lunch or dinner, come to Guthrie's, home of the original golden fried delicious chicken finger with their special world-famous sauce. Open daily. Locations in Trenton, Signal Mountain, and Ringgold. Go get Guthrie's. It's always good. And I'm Sourcine 12 Chief Meteorologist Patrick Core.
On AM 1240, Hot News Talk Radio.
When the weather turns bad, turn to AM 1240 Hot News Talk Radio. On the net, hotnewstalkradio.com. Follow us on Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook. From the Hot News Talk Radio Weather Center. Chattanooga, we've got you covered. When the weather turns bad, the Tennessee Valley turns to Hot News Talk Radio.
Go, 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 go.
You give us 12 minutes and 40 seconds, we'll give you Chattanooga and the world.
News Talk 1240.
AM 1240 Hot News Talk Radio with your Hot News Now update. A boat burst into flames at the Gold Point Marina in Hamilton County. According to the Sheriff's Department, 6 people were on board. They've all been evacuated and are now safe. It's unclear what started the fire on that boat. Bradley County Sheriff Eric Watson was assaulted and hospitalized when he tried to intervene in a domestic assault case. The defendant is Gregory Mathis, who's 23. He has a lengthy history of assaults. His latest incident occurred on Monday when he was charged with aggravated assault and he was released on $20,000 appearance bond. Before that, he was charged with domestic assault on January the 29th. He's now been arrested again. A manhunt began at the Chickamauga battlefield for a man who crashed a car after a high-speed chase at 1:15 a.m. this morning. The GBI is on scene along with a number of other law enforcement officials trying to find the individual. A shotgun and a handgun were retrieved from his vehicle. And federal judge Harold Murphy, in a 90-page opinion, determined that Hutchinson Medical Center and its trustees owe Erlanger over $36 million. If it's going on in the Tennessee Valley, it's going on Hot News Talk Radio.
Hot News Talk 1240.
With music that no one will ever recognize, we're back on Hot News Talk
Very
Radio.
obscure music
That no one will ever get. This is actually free, by the way. It's abandonware, so we're totally cool to use it.
Nice.
Yeah, believe it or not, you can buy the game Snatcher for free. Or buy it for, you can download it for free, and it's totally legal. It's an abandonware game. Sega CD way back in the very early 90s when that came out. So we're talking about our buddy, what's his name? Weedman.
Laremy Tunsil.
Thank you. Why? That's such a weird name. Why can't I remember it?
It's a very specific name. Also, like all of the Ole Miss players yesterday in the draft, nobody has just a straightforward name. Laremy Tunsil, Robert Kimdichie, and Laquan Treadwell.
Robert Kimdichie. That sounds like a Korean cuisine, not a name.
It almost does, which is how I remember it. He's just one syllable too many to be kimchi.
I'm glad that we have the same thought process on this. It's like his name sort of sounds like kimchi, so whatever.
That's how I remember it.
Yeah, now I'll always remember because of that one thing. Robert Kimdichie.
So just remember him in the news if his Panther that he wants to buy ever mauls anybody.
Oh yeah, he's the guy who wanted to buy the Panther.
Yes.
No. So what's his name? Laremy Tunsil?
Tunsil. Tunsil.
If it was Tunsil, it'd be easier. Laremy Tunsil got in a bit of trouble because of his interesting alleged habit. Because he could have been smoking tobacco. I don't know.
That's true. That's a very obscure way to smoke tobacco. Maybe
maybe that's the thing. Like it was a joke, and just no one got it.
I wish that's the excuse that he would have given, because there's no way to disprove that.
That's what would immediately jump into my head is like, wait, I was being ironic. It was ironic. It was actually tobacco.
Right. That's all.
So we should explain. Laremy Tunsil got caught in a video, I guess?
It was a video that he had recorded but never posted anywhere.
Obviously a webcam video or cell phone video of some sort.
Something like that. And
he has this bong, a marijuana smoking device, attached to a gas mask. And I actually own that same model gas mask, by the way. It's an Israeli civilian gas mask. You can buy them like $5 on eBay.
Oh, wow.
And he has it like attached somehow to this gas mask. And he is completely saturating his lungs with that sweet weed smoke, and he is having a good time. Like you could see him in the video take the gas mask off, and he is high as a kite. I've never seen redder eyes on a human being.
He is so happy.
He looks like a Disney villain with those red eyes.
Yeah, like if a Disney villain were just pleased with what it was that they were doing.
Dude,
right.
Got the 7 dwarves, man.
Just that he had been watching Dazed and Confused, and then he was plotting the downfall of Earth.
He is Ashton Kutcher. So, yeah, he was caught with this particular video. And tell us what happened again. I know you talked about this already in Clutch, but refresh my memory. What happened at the press conference with his handler, I guess? His handler?
His handler or PR representative. I don't know exactly who that person was, but she was supposed to be nearby. She was not. And so he began answering questions about, being drafted. And it started with like the generic, how does it feel? All of those things. And then just kind of rolled into, so this video was released before.
Oh, you talked about the multiple attempts.
The draft. And so this reporter is asking him about that video. No, not about the video. There was another situation with him where he asked coaches for rent money while he was at Ole Miss. And so the reporter is asking him about the rent and if he ever accepted money. Which the obvious answer there should be, I don't want to talk about this, or no,
right? No
because
comment.
You will get yourself and the school in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, just say no comment.
And he did at first. He started by saying no, but the reporter just kept asking the same question and rewording it in a few different ways until he finally went, yeah, I guess I did take money. I'd have to say that that's true. And then 2 questions later, his handler, I guess, she shows up and goes, Laramy's not answering any more questions and pulls him off the stage. But the damage has been done, and it looks so much worse that she did it that way. Like, she didn't walk up to his ear and go, like, whisper, like, okay, it's time for us to go. Like, she just yelled out loud, like he's done answering questions, but as though Laremy himself did not realize that he was done answering questions.
It's like they hacked Laremy Thompson himself.
Yes.
Laremy, what's his name? Laremy Tunsil himself. Like, maybe that's how the video got leaked, is someone hacked him.
Someone hacked him himself, and then he just released all of that information.
They just requested in different wordings to release that video. Like, Laremy, release that video. No. Laremy, you will release that video. No. Would you kindly release that video? Okay.
Fine. I guess I would have to say that I released this video.
And that's how it happened.
Because there's no reasonable explanation as to why he wouldn't do that to himself. But it's just... all of this happened, and it happened so fast and all at once that you can honestly say this is unprecedented in the history of the NFL draft. The guys have fallen for a number of reasons in the draft, and even stuff like this that happened before, but never before have you had visual evidence of it appear on that person's own social media site before the draft.
Listen, I think this is going to blow over like the Michael Phelps thing. You know, Michael Phelps was caught smoking weed, and it's not like... I know it's not a good thing to do. Like, we can both probably agree that it's not the best. If you're an athlete and you don't really have any medical reason, it's not the best thing to be doing that. But it's not like the worst thing you can ever do.
The world is not over because someone smoked some weed. It's just not. It's just not the end of the world.
It's like finding out he smoked cigarettes in high school. Like, oh no, big deal.
The world is ending, and so like that whole thing where people kind of shame you into going like, you're a role model for children. Why are you doing this? And it's like
the NFL, man. Come on.
And I agree with Charles Barkley back in the 90s. Charles Barkley had this wonderful Nike campaign where basically he was saying, I am not a role model. You are your children's role model.
Yeah, seriously.
Like, you can tell your kids, like, yeah, follow that guy, don't follow that guy. But ultimately they should be listening to you, not ex-athlete who is doing whatever thing. Because especially in the case of Laremy Tunsil, like, he himself is very young. He's in his 20s.
He's not old enough to be a role model.
Right.
It's like me being a role model.
He's still looking up to people in the NFL.
Yeah. Like, he's a kid.
And so, like, expecting him to be somebody's role model and to, like, make these just uber wise decisions, it doesn't make any sense. And
yeah, I mean, there are people in the league like, is it a league? National Football League?
Yep.
Yeah, thank you. There are people in the league like Peyton Manning who are like twice his age. Dude's like, what, 40, isn't he?
Yeah, and it's not like Peyton Manning was clean himself when he was in college.
But nobody remembers that.
No, we choose not to remember that Peyton Manning once put his bare bottom on, allegedly, on a trainer's face.
Which is kind of funny, but...
It is. And then, the Manning family, basically, I think the timing of that was great because there was no social media yet.
Yeah.
So they were just able to just bury the story.
They just blew up MySpace with posts about, did you hear what he did?
1997. There was no one there.
There was no MySpace. They were sharing on IRC links about it.
Right. And Peyton Manning was on IRC going, no, it didn't happen.
There's like manningsbutt.com. Simple HTML website with like just an image of Manning smiling and giving like badly photoshopped thumbs up. And it's like, by the way, vote for Al Gore in the next election.
Right. just something absolutely preposterous. But we bury that because it's like, no, Peyton Manning became an adult, and so we remember adult Peyton Manning,
right,
and all of his greatness.
We remember Super Saiyan 2 Peyton Manning,
right, and not.
This is Dragon Ball Z Peyton Manning, not Dragon Ball. He doesn't have his tail anymore. He's grown up.
Oh, boy. So we remember the final form of Peyton Manning, and not the initial one.
But GT doesn't count. That's not real.
No, it's not canon.
But yeah, Peyton Manning. So
because in that same draft was Ryan Leaf, and Ryan Leaf was the guy that like had all the character concerns and everything.
Right.
And because he didn't ultimately have a successful NFL career, we remember Ryan Leaf poorly. Like if Laremy Tunsil has a very good NFL career, we're not going to remember him badly at all.
No. And like we're probably not going to remember Laremy Tunsil. We'll look back on this video 5 years from now. I'll be dead by then. We'll look back on this video 3 years from now and we'll be like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. Because we're not going to remember crap like this.
No. It's the latest story in the news cycle, and so we're just going to beat it to death.
Sorry, I forgot about the Michael Phelps thing until you were talking about Laremy Tunsil and the weed thing. Like, I completely forgot, and everyone loves Michael Phelps.
Like, this story only comes up in reference to other stories.
Yeah.
So, like, we'll remember Laremy Tunsil the next time somebody smokes weed, and that's not going to have anything to do with him.
And by the way, wasn't it Nike that pulled its sponsorship of Michael Phelps because of that whole incident?
They did.
That was stupid.
They pulled their sponsorship, and Nike, probably more so than any of the other shoe companies, will just jump ahead of the curve and just be like, no, we're done with you.
Which is funny because I keep hearing allegations about Nike having like slave labor, like kids building their shoes in Bangladesh and stuff. And like,
I mean, that is a thing that they've actually been accused of, and there has been some evidence of that happening.
Right.
Appearing. So it's just like Nike taking the moral high ground.
Get off your high horse, Nike.
Nike only takes the moral high ground if the moral high ground is profitable.
If it's weed.
or if it's weed.
It's like slave labor is okay, but weed, I crossed the line.
No, that's too far. child slave labor. We don't have a problem with that.
No.
You go too far when you take this.
Well, it's legal wherever they are, is the thing. And weed is not legal here in the United States. That's why they're making the stand.
Right. But I'm going, sure, if you're going to go purely legal,
right, then
fine. But I think morally.
Oh, morally. Who cares about that?
Which transcends borders a little bit more.
No.
Yeah. You might want to back off the.
I'm just picturing like us grilling a Nike representative because no, look, technically it's fine.
Well, someone grilled Michael Jordan, and Michael Jordan was basically like, look,
is he having slaves build his Hanes t-shirts?
Well, because he owns the Jordan brand, which is under the Nike umbrella.
That's a huge brand too.
Yeah, and they make the shoes in the same place that Nike makes the shoes. So really, the slave labor, like Michael Jordan, is a part of this entire system as well. And he's been called out on it a number of times with like a number of other athletes have pointed to Michael Jordan and gotten like, this is not great. And Michael has kind of just not responded.
He just says no comment. He just ducks away.
Basically,
he drives off in his Nike car.
He's older now and can handle that probably a little bit better than Laremy Tunsil can. Where
he's got way more
he's
experience.
Mastered the no comment.
Right. Well, he's had some controversies himself too that we don't really need to get into. That's a whole nother thing. But before we run out of our vast amount of time, I want to talk about the Olympics a little bit.
Yes.
Because the Olympics I'm really excited. I hope you are too.
I'm excited about the Olympics, and the Olympics are basically what's going to fill, I think, a lot of my show this summer.
Oh yeah,
on Clutch because of just how weird it is in Brazil. You've got Zika virus in Brazil, but we're still going. That we haven't decided not.
Well, some are still going.
Some.
The swimmers, I think, have said no. The golfers, I think, have said no.
The swimmers have to say no for reasons beyond Zika, which is that the river that they were going to be doing many of those activities.
So they don't have pools in Brazil?
They do have pools in Brazil, but there's still like the kayaking events.
Oh yeah,
that happens in whatever river is in the nation that you're going to.
Yeah,
can't do those.
They don't want to get pink eye when they come back.
No, because the rivers are filled with fecal matter.
There's
so you
probably
really can't.
Bodies floating in that river.
And the funny thing about it is the Brazilian government was like, no, don't worry about it. We'll clean it. We'll have it clean, guys. Guys, we'll have it clean. It's fine. And then, of course, it's not clean. It's not even close.
Well, going beyond the sanitation issue, are you following Brazilian politics at all, Keon?
I'm not, actually.
So you don't know that the Prime Minister, Dilma Rousseff, has been called to resign and is, in fact, going to resign. And their government's basically falling apart in Brazil.
Oh.
As in, like, there's essentially a revolution that's, like, on the verge of happening in Brazil.
This is really not the greatest time to have the Olympics in Brazil.
That's like 1979. Let's go to China. Like, no.
Let's not do that. Can we cancel them? Like, just
1963 Olympics in Vietnam.
It's just such an awful idea. And like the thing with having the Olympics in Brazil around this time where the like economy is going to be shaky and everything.
More than shaky.
That
it's an earthquake.
The economics of having the Olympics in any country, not just Brazil, is that we always think, oh, you have the Olympics, a lot of tourists will come in, the actual economic impact will be positive. You usually lose money
a lot
in the Super Bowl, the World Cup, and the Olympics. These big events that we think make a ton of money tend to make money for the organizations involved and leave the places where they happen with less money than when they started.
You have the cleanup. You have to have, of course, increased police presence. You have to have building of infrastructure. You have to worry about the roads being maintained properly. There's all sorts of little things that the municipalities pay for. And we don't think about that in the States nearly so much, probably because we can take a hit. You know, like we can take economic hits. Like Atlanta's still there, and the Olympics were there in '96. So like we can take a hit.
Right.
But Brazil, I don't know.
Not so much, especially where they are right now.
And plus, they just had the World Cup too.
Yes,
you got to remember.
And they plunked a lot of money into the World Cup. They built a lot of stadiums that they are never going to use again.
Right, and it's not like in Atlanta, again, to use my favorite city as an example. Actually, Kennesaw is my favorite city, but to use my favorite Georgian city, I should say, Chattanooga is easily my favorite city, just to placate all you guys.
There you go.
It seriously is, though. I love Chattanooga.
It's a very nice city.
It's a great city.
It's fantastic.
And you've been to way more cities than I have, so you can say that with a lot more qualification.
Yeah, and I really do mean it. Chattanooga's fantastic.
Yeah. So Atlanta still uses the Olympic Stadium, though. Like, it's still in use.
Right.
And you can go there, and in fact, there are concerts there all the time. It's cool stuff. And Salt Lake City probably still uses that weird bird nest thing they had. So, or no, that was Beijing. I'm sorry. So Salt Lake City probably still uses whatever weird stadium they built because Salt Lake City has weird architects.
Right. But you still get some use out of it. In Brazil, because first off, the World Cup, you've got multiple games happening at once.
Right.
You have to build multiple stadiums so that you can host like 4 games playing at the same time. So they wanted to do this really cool thing where you play in different parts of Brazil and it looks nice over here. And this is one aspect of Brazil and this is the other. So they just built one stadium in a rainforest. It's completely really inaccessible to get to.
Right.
And so outside of the World Cup, no one is making an effort to go out there and play anything ever again. So it's just being overgrown with vines and bushes. And so you just plunk down millions of dollars to this stadium that will never, ever again be used.
Well, actually, Keon, you're wrong because the Olympic Committee has just approved skydiving as a new event.
Really?
No.
Okay.
So
that would make some sense. I was like, oh, if they did that, because they're trying to make all kinds of sports events in the Olympics, and they're eliminating all kinds of events too. So you're just like, I don't know.
I'm just waiting for Counter-Strike Global Offensive to be an approved Olympic sport. Then I can actually possibly qualify. Probably not. I'm really bad, but I could at least say I play that sport too.
Yeah.
Who's on the Olympic basketball team, by the way? Do you know?
They're going to do that this summer, probably after the NBA season is over. Go through their selection process
because they got to hurry. The Olympics are in what, August?
Yes, which they usually have that same core, but it depends on if LeBron feels like going this year or not, or whatever. Because
it just doesn't feel like it.
That's really what happened. Like the U.S. has gotten gold basically every year ever, except there was a point in the 2000s where we actually got the silver medal.
Oh,
and
who beat us?
It was why can't I remember right now?
Come on, Keon.
Manu Ginobili was on that team. Why do I not know?
With a name like that, you got to remember.
Argentina.
Oh, that's not so bad. Losing to Argentina.
Argentina's really good. They had like Luis Scola and Manu Ginobili, and like a really good NBA players.
Yeah.
They're just foreign.
Like you kind of feel good for them. If it was like China or the Ruskies or something, you just get annoyed.
Yeah, but Argentina, no, that's not bad.
It's like when a small Nordic country is doing really well in the Summer Olympics, and you just feel kind of good for them. But when it's like Argentina or some other very summery country, you don't feel so good for them.
No,
you
don't.
The Summer Olympics, you just don't.
But we didn't send our best team, and that's the reason.
No.
That's part of the reason why, Kobe didn't feel like going.
They rooted my man Dennis Rodman out of retirement to
try and get him.
Come on, dude, you got it. I don't feel like it.
Well, okay, Dennis. But not even Dennis Rodman would approve of the U.S. closing ceremony uniforms that we have going on in the Olympics.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about that. Yeah.
They're designed by Ralph Lauren, and it makes everybody look like they live in just the Hamptons. And that's where they're from, just upstate New York with a ton of money. And
exactly. It's like NYU campus, basically.
Yep. Just thumbing their nose at everybody that's common and poor.
Oh.
It's just...
And they got that obnoxious Yankee accent, too, like mine, except worse.
Yes.
Except I'm from here.
Somehow.
I don't know how that
you're
works.
from here and you got an accent from
Wherever.
a non-region.
Somewhere that doesn't exist, really.
You got one of them non-regional dialects.
I'm from the alternate South. I'm the away team South.
I always thought the alternate South was the North, like in North Dakota or Wisconsin.
Dare you?
It's its own accent.
No, I could see like Maryland being like alternate South because it's not really in the South, but it kind of feels like it sometimes.
That's true, and it has I lived in Maryland, and there's the whole tobacco industry out there. There's tobacco farms and everything. The place where I lived in Maryland, I lived near the town of Upper Marlboro.
Really?
Yeah, home of Marlboro cigarettes.
That's kind of awesome.
Yeah.
It's like how there's Hershey in wherever that is. I think it might be Pennsylvania. Yeah,
yeah,
Hershey, Pennsylvania. Yeah. That's kind of awesome, actually.
Yeah.
It's like so corporatist. I just love it. That's like if there's like Nike New York.
That's why I grew up to Rage Against the Machine.
I did too, and somehow I had this weird outcome. I just really like companies now.
I like companies. I just don't like the idea of paying a company to wear their logo on me.
Yeah, well, like
that should work the other way around.
We were talking about shoes. We're like, and sorry, we should get back to we don't have that much time. Let's get back to the outfit, the uniform.
Right.
So
it's
bad.
It's bad. If they had one of those things in the 90s where people would like wear the long sweaters tied around their shoulder, that would make sense on that uniform. That is what kind of uniform.
Well, there's like that weird alternate uniform they've got, which is like the long sweatshirt. No, that's Canada, isn't it?
Yeah, Canada's got the long sweatshirt.
It's just the most chill.
And khaki pants. It's weird. I like Canada's uniform more than ours because despite being pretentious, it's also kind of classy.
It is because like I feel like you walked into Canada's house and they're like sitting sort of cross-legged on this nice big easy chair, like, hey man, come on in. Like that's how I picture that uniform on whoever would wear it.
It's a big easy chair in a giant cabin. There's a bear rug on the floor.
There's a dead moose head on the wall.
And in Canada's hand is a glass of bourbon.
This guy is munching on Timbits and poutine and he goes, hey man, hey, come on in. I got some weed.
Okay.
Because it's Canada. Justin Trudeau's over there. He's already had a bowl, but I'm sure he's ready.
Right. Do I use a gas mask for this one or
no, man, we don't do that in Canada.
Oh, you could just smoke it.
Right. It's perfectly legal. Walk down the street.
That's Canada for you.
It's Canada. Canada's a great country, though. It's very nice. Very nice people.
Canada's better than here.
No, well, no, come on. It's not better than here. It's just different than here.
It's different than here, and that's part of the reason why like it's easy to just go ahead and almost idealize it.
Right, because we do fall into that trap where we can say like maybe Russia wasn't that bad, but it was.
It was definitely that bad.
And we're like maybe Canada's not that bad. No, it actually is.
Like
there's a lot wrong with Canada.
I like TV a lot, and so like I've been watching The Americans.
Oh yeah,
and it's a great show, but also Russia wasn't great.
We will buy another cat. Cat is sick. We will buy another.
Oh boy.
Yeah, because it gets like in Canada, there's so many different problems. You got the inflation thing that's going on. For some reason, their moron prime minister sold off all their gold reserves, and I don't know why. Which
is insane.
It's the worst thing you could do right now.
But
China's working on a gold-backed yen, so that's even worse. So yeah, there's lots of reasons why Canada in the next 10 years might not even be Canada. It might be the northern United States.
I hope not.
That'd be funny though.
Because it would be funny, but
like
I kind of like the idea of like that culture being their own culture. Like Canada's like America, but kinder.
It's like America, but more British, kind of. Yeah. It's like French America, kind of.
Which I'm okay with.
I'm down with it. It's fun to visit. I wouldn't want to live. I'll put it that way.
Okay. I mean, I've never been to Canada.
Oh,
so
it's
I
actually
trust
great.
Your opinion on that.
The best thing about Canada, and you won't benefit from this, obviously. The best benefit of Canada is that the drinking age is 19. Easily the best thing about Canada for me.
Passed that one up a little while ago.
Sorry, dude.
Does remind me of a sports story where Bryce Harper was in the league and he turned 19 because he got drafted really young, like straight out of high school, and he turned 19 and they played a game in Canada, and one of the reporters was like, so are you gonna go drinking tonight because you are in Canada?
Mm-hmm.
And Bryce Harper, who is possibly the greatest bro in the history of sports, said that's a clown question, bro. And then just stopped answering questions. Like it was I love
question. That's a clown question, my good man.
Which only a bro would say. Like, is his name Bryce Harper or Chad? Like I'm not sure.
The guy is just a total beta who asks the question. He's feeling it.
Yeah.
He feels that question.
It's hard to tell right now.
Oh, what a clown question, though. So I guess we're reaching the end. This has been our one-time thing, our one-night stand together.
Which I hope we can do this again.
I hope so, because it was a lot of fun. We talked about absolutely nothing of meaning, and it was awesome.
And I think it was great. And hopefully, if you're out there, Confederate Mike, listening to us, if you could just give us an opportunity to do this again, I would be a huge fan.
Please let us do it again. We'll see you Monday.
Absolutely.
See you guys.